What's good, everybody? RainbowFur, Terrellion, Crimsonite, back at you with another episode of Yapping Hours. Today, we're going to talk about something that all the grifters are talking about. There's one side, there's the other side, black and white type shit. Y'all already know. Go woke. Does it make you go broke? That's the question today. I know y'all have heard it so many times, but we're just going to give our thoughts. Now, for people who don't know what that is, if you're not terminally online, basically what it means is that, if you go woke, like, if you pander to a certain audience, like, gays, minorities, essentially, right? If you appease to them too much, then you lose money. Like, you're just going to go bankrupt, essentially, is what it kind of boils down to. Now, Terrell isn't going to get those thoughts, at least so far, but I know Crimsonite will. So, Crimsonite, lay it on me. Does woke make you go broke?
Yes, and it's not even just like money-wise, it's just like your fan base and audience-wise and shit like that. It's going to make you go broke. Some perfect examples that I can think of is Mortal Kombat. Combat Pack 2 didn't really sell well because of the whole wokeness with Cyrus Sector. Concord literally died within a few months because of the wokeness bullshit. Snow White, the new Disney movie, and The Little Mermaid had terrible sales and viewership because of going woke. Velma went broke because of going woke. Like, I don't know how you're denying this. Oh, it's because you are woke yourself.
Okay. So then let me ask you this. People are hate watching Velma, right?
I was just about to say that. I was going to jump in and be like, Velma had a season 2 from hate watching.
That was actual retardation on their end. But then think they learned their lesson, and then it just fucking.
But here's another one. Assassin's Creed Shadows. People were saying, "Oh, that's woke. It's gonna fail," and it had I think it made fucking 3 million in the first week or some shit. Like, it was a crazy number in a week.
How did it do in comparison with the other games, though?
You know what? I don't know the numbers. All I saw was the numbers that Shadows got, and the fact that it happened in a week is fucking crazy.
Congrats, you got me with like one game out of like the 5 I provided you.
Right, but see, here's the thing that people don't think about, because they're just gonna say, "Oh, it's LGBT, it's woke. Oh, it's minorities, it's woke," right? Some of these things failed because maybe poor marketing, maybe just hate, once again, like hate watching or forced hate, whatever the case, right? Like, the one you said for Snow White didn't do well in sales. Niggas are tired of watching Disney remakes for live action, but you want to know why this is a standout case? You want to know why this is a standout case, though? Because up until now, the parents were still bringing their kids over. Like the fucking Lion King dumbass live action, where we literally just had lions, like just real life. People were like, "Damn, this movie's gonna suck," this, that, and the third. But the sales don't lie. This is why you have to vote with your wallet. The sales don't fucking lie. So if I'm a company and I see, wow, everyone's talking shit about this thing, but we made like $2 billion in like 1 month, I'm gonna keep making the shit, right? And like what? They failed once with Snow White. Okay, out of the fucking 10 plus movies where they did the same shit. Come on, people have this perception, and it's actually, I'm gonna bring it around to another video we did. People have this perception that everything needs to remain the same. And you want to know what we talked about before with that? Fighting games with their fucking redesigns, don't redesign them, make them look the same. People have, especially like when we were kids. When we were kids, we had our Snow White, we had our Lion King, we had all that, right? So when we see it again, we feel like it's bastardized, right? Whether the movie turns out good or not, we feel it's bastardized. So we already have that mindset of like, this is gonna fail, this thing sucks, that trailer was horrible. But the sales don't lie. They don't lie. No, numbers don't care about your fucking feelings. If all the games you mentioned, like Concord, sucked ass, it sucked ass. I don't know what to tell you. It sucked ass. But here's the thing about one of the reasons why Concord failed was because you didn't hear it was poor marketing, especially on Sony's part. Like this was their Overwatch. Why didn't they promote it more than they did? When was the only time you saw
ever since you mentioned it on the very first fucking Yapping Hours episode, I heard about it. They started marketing it and it still did bad. And people, I would always see people online, I'm not gonna buy this, I'm not gonna buy this. And you could tell it's woke too. That's the problem, because sometimes the developers will come out and say it. I do not care how you feel. And then it's funny too. I love it when a developer like that talk shit like that, acting like they're gonna do something, but in the end they don't, because what happened to their game. You really thought you ate with that one, huh? Like,
okay, so people say your art is ass. Are you gonna say fuck you niggas, or are you gonna be like,
no, they have people that tell me that. I don't retaliate.
If it happened to you,
yeah,
this is the if it happened to you, where even some of your clients, yo, this I'm never commissioning you again. This shit is that I don't know why I gave you money, right? How would you feel about that? And be actually honest, because if that happened to me, I'd be pissed. I say fuck you, niggas. I don't need you as a client.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly it. What is your point on this? What? People have told me that my art has sucked. What did that even prove?
But would you catch feeling about it? Or you just like, I'm apathetic. Oh, like if you make a product, you put your heart and soul into that shit, like the Concord devs did, and everyone says, okay, like Mr. like turn the cheek. If you like the dev, especially developers, because they're already underpaid, overworked, and companies and CEOs are pieces of shit, right? If you're a developer, you worked hard on this game. You're like, yo, I love this game. You know, I had to work with what they told me to do, but you know, I put my heart and soul into this shit. Yes, can't wait for the game to come out. Can't wait to see what you guys thought. And then you have all like essentially everybody saying it's gonna be ass, it's too woke, whatever. I'd crash out too. I'd be like, you know what, fucking niggas, the game isn't for you. That's all well and good. Just don't buy the shit.
But you're head of a major company, and you gotta know business, and you gotta keep it professional. Me, since I'm an individual artist, I have the right to say that shit. I can pop off, I can, you know, go off on their whole fucking bloodline. But why is a video game creator doing that shit?
But you said it was a dev. You didn't say it was CEOs. CEOs and shit, they're kind of like, oh, wow, that's a lot of.
I feel like you like to take shit too literal, so you can play the retard card. Are you genuinely dumb? Do you like to pretend that you don't know what I'm talking about? Do you do that shit on purpose?
I like to pretend I understand what the fuck you're talking about. That's what I like to pretend to understand.
Damn.
Look, Terrell, what are your thoughts based on like everything you've heard so far? Because I know you probably want to jump in, but like we're going off. You know, I want to add you into this.
Honestly, I personally do believe that going woke makes you go broke at times.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be 100%.
There's different layers to it, though, right? Like you gotta understand. There could be the woke involving like a hardcore female protagonist that's like super independent, badass. You know what I mean? Like that can be portrayed as woke. And people can get mad and frustrated about that. I did hear a lot of people saying the new Indiana Jones film, the most recent one that came out, they had yeah, you're making a face because I don't know if you saw it. I don't think any of you guys saw it.
I would have been. I heard, maybe I did hear about it like once, but I didn't know it like came out or anything. That's crazy. All right, continue.
Yeah, there was a female in the movie, and apparently I watched a review of it, and some dude was basically saying it was the first movie she'd ever appeared in the Indiana Jones universe, and she was essentially like on par with Indiana Jones, and almost even like appeared to be far more intelligent than him and like skilled in every regard. And it was one of those like, here we go, we're tossing a female character into it just to be like a superior, you know, for like female superiority, whatever. I don't know. Anyways, in that case, a lot of people were shaming the film, but you would still say the numbers are there, right? Like your whole argument is if the numbers are there, that's all that matters.
Primarily, if the numbers are there, like as some would say, any press is good press. I forget how the fucking saying goes, right?
I get what you mean.
Like if because the people who might shit on it will go to the movie to shit on it harder. But you lost your money. It's like when and follow us on Twitch, by the way, when I say this. When you and me, when we stream, right? And people come in, they hate us, they're like, oh, da-da-da. The thing I say, I see it, and I'm like, thanks for putting me in the algorithm, idiot.
Thanks for the views. No, I 100% agree with you on that. Like, we've already discussed at the beginning with Velma. If you're gonna come and hate, you're still a watcher at the end of the day. Like, good or bad publicity, it's still publicity, right? Like, you're giving us the viewership there. It doesn't matter. And the viewership, the attention, whatnot. It's exactly why I hate the people that support the Paul brothers shit. Like anything that the Paul brothers do, they hate every aspect about those guys, but they watch everything, and then they're so involved.
They watch the boxing events.
Yeah, they pay to go see it, and they hate these guys. It's like, that doesn't make any sense. But I get what you mean. You're basically saying that woke can't make you go broke, because at the end of the day, the woke shit is still gonna make money from the people that actually care about it, and from the people that are gonna go hate watch it, right?
Which is why you need to vote with your wallet. If you think, man, this is gonna be it's too woke, guess what? You press the little red X on your browser, and you get off the computer or put the phone down, and hey, who cares? Let's see if it succeeds or not.
So in that regard, you might actually be right, because I don't know fully though, because we would need to see the stats. We need to see the numbers. I don't actually know the numbers on any of this shit, outside of my understanding that Velma was so successful that it got a season 2, right? That's the only thing I know. But like She-Hulk, for example, I don't know if you guys heard about She-Hulk, but She-Hulk got a ton of flack.
But the thing is,
I don't know. Do you have something else to say about it? Because I have something.
Jump in. You're ready to go.
And if Crims wants to say something, I don't want to stop him. Like, Grim, did you have to say? I don't want to interrupt.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you always bring up the money wise, and yes, it's gonna happen. I mean, I feel like you'd like to bring that up, but what are you expecting? Like, to have absolutely 0 views? Of course, something like a major corporation, something like Disney, of course, is still, no matter how bad the product is, gonna make hundreds of thousands of money. Like, but if you compare it to all these other Disney films, like again, the Snow White situation, The Little Mermaid, they did terrible in comparison to all their other films, including the live action ones. Like, in the end, they're still gonna make money. They're still gonna get viewership. That's why I kind of don't like your argument, because I feel like, I don't know what you're expecting. Like, you expect it to be like absolute 0.
Well, if they want the woke to go broke, yeah, might as well. Because okay, I remember what I was gonna say. With Throw, you're talking about the She-Hulk and how, like, it didn't do so hot or whatever. You can also attribute that to bad writing, to bad acting. It's not just wow, I see a lesbian, ugh, my God, this is gonna be ass, right? No, you probably look at a show, whether it's woke or not, and you'd be like, my God, this was a waste of my fucking time, right? Because we watch movies like that.
No, I agree. Bad writing definitely plays a massive role. I 100% agree. But I also think that there's a correlation, right, with bad writing and woke writing. Woke writing tends to be bad writing, right?
Yeah, because they're trying to appease minority. But if you niggas keep fucking watching the shit, who cares at that point? They're just gonna go, wow, this movie's doing good, and we just changed these things that people hated it, but they still watched. I'm gonna do it again and again until you niggas vote with your wallet. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna do it again. Like Assassin's Creed. Everyone says Assassin's Creed was gonna fail. Ubisoft was actually dead ass about to go bankrupt. Like, I forget the fucking people who helped them out, but they're like damn near in bankruptcy. Like, their stocks were dropping. So like Shadows was like their gun ho. That was the Hail Mary, and it made like 2 million. But you niggas said the shit was gonna fail. But you wanna know why you played it? It's an Assassin's Creed game. Well, I gotta see what's happening in the Assassin's Creed game. Oh well, shit, I mean, I love the series. I think this is gonna be ass, but I gotta see just how ass it is. I saw a Twitter post, or sorry, X post, you know, Elon Musk. I saw a post.
Elon Dick Rider.
I saw a post where someone was like, there's lesbians in Assassin's Creed Shadows, discussing whatever, right? But I was like, I need more context. Turns out, it's like Mass Effect. So you had to make the choices to get to that scene. So essentially, you're rage baiting because you doing that, you were essentially saying, I need to get to the part where these lesbians kiss, or they fuck, or whatever, right? So you made the decision to try to find anything to hate about the game,
I think they
only
just don't
to
like
show
being
that
there all in all.
you didn't like it. Like, you niggas forced this shit on yourself. The joke writes itself.
I don't necessarily believe that I can say much about this because I don't know the numbers. Like, I don't know the stats.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, if I knew the exact numbers in terms of figuring out whether something actually goes broke or not, or if, like, whether it's woke or not, you know, it's still successful, then, you know, I'd be able to say, okay, maybe Rainbow's right or maybe Crim's wrong. But I do believe that the communities and the audience do have a large say. Like, if people are saying that they really dislike something and they don't like it, the moment a sequel for something comes out, that sequel is probably going to flop. Like, that sequel is going to be the last thing that comes out. Even if the hate watchers manage to make something woke successful, it's got one last sequel in it and boom, it's done, you know? Like, nobody's gonna give it a second chance. Like, you got that one chance, your first impression, and boom, that's it. That's all you get.
Which is usually why for the live action Disney doesn't make sequels.
And I can give you an example of that. Marvel's What If series, the animated What If series, where they they get a bunch of Marvel characters and they give you what if scenarios, like what if Star-Lord
became like Black Panther.
No, what if Star-Lord was evil, right? What if Star-Lord was evil or whatever? You know what I mean? And the first season I felt was okay, but I didn't really like certain aspects about it because they had a lot of stupid what if stories. I was like, this is kind of lame. And they had female Captain America. I forget the character's name. It's actual Penny Carter or whatever, right? And they really wanted to push her as the protagonist. And it's like, okay, fine. And then they continued it for the next What If seasons. Penny Carter kind of always like showing up and the leader, the badass. And it's like, okay, now it's getting a little bit woke. And I didn't even watch the newest season because I was just over and done with it at that point. So that's an example of like me watching because I'm interested. In the next season, it's more like hate watching, and the last season is like, I don't even care anymore.
Yeah, and that you just voted with your wallet right there. Shit, I don't think it's gonna be good. And I'll move on to something else.
No. I first started watching because I didn't know anything about it. I actually didn't watch any reviews.
I mean after like season 2, season 3. I'm saying you voted with your wallet like after that,
okay.
Especially for season 3. Like season 3, like you're done with season 2, and you're just like, yeah, the same for me.
Yeah, once I realized it was woke, I'm done. I'm not watching it anymore. Not even to hate watch. It's just like I'm completely done.
Yeah, let me go back to it.
Okay, yeah. Invincible's great.
Yeah, amazing show. Y'all should watch it. I know Crim probably has a lot to say. Like, I don't want to like just topple over him. So, Crim, do you have like anything to add or call me the R word? And, you know, anything of that nature?
To be honest, I actually pretty much said like a lot of things I want to point. But like I said, I did say like earlier. When I also talk about broke, I also talk about like player-based viewership, all that shit. Like it all just drops drastically. Like it's not gonna be absolute zero like you expected it to be. It's gonna drop. Like I just seen it a lot. Like for example, you guys know that I was like a big Overwatch player.
I was about to bring that up.
Yeah, ever since like the whole like it was fine. Like they announced that Tracer was gay, and everybody was like, okay, that's like whatever. But like when they kept going on and on and on and on, and people were telling them, it's like, all right, this is low-key getting out of hand. They were trying to tell the devs, and then look at the game now. People still play it, yeah, of course, but like that's one of the games where I know where the player base dropped crazy. Like
I can't even agree with you on that one, Grim. I think the player base dropped for an entirely different reason. Like Marvel showed up, Marvel Rivals showed up, and on top of that, people were mad about the 6v6, Overwatch 2 failing, the loot cases. There were so many other major reasons outside of the woke shit.
Okay, but that's like one example. But how about the other one?
I gave multiple.
What?
Wait, what do you mean? One example? What are you talking about?
No, that's like one of the few examples. I mean, I'm not saying woke is the whole thing, but it was also a part of it. But like the other things that I mentioned earlier, like I just want to give Overwatch as like another example. But you know, Concord, Snow White, all that shit.
Okay, so here's the thing about Overwatch, right? Because competition is the name of the game in this shit. Capitalism type shit. Like if you're seeing your player base like lose interest because another person came to the game, you're gonna be like, okay, wait a minute, we might have to rethink our strategy here. Overwatch could just, before Marvel Rivals, Overwatch did whatever the fuck they wanted because they know you niggas were gonna play. Oh shit, we don't have 6v6 anymore. You niggas are still gonna play
because they were the top game. They were the top hero style shooter at the time.
Yeah, like with Fortnite too. It's like, oh, you niggas are mad that it's essentially Overwatch 1.5, but we know you niggas are gonna play. We know that.
Wait. I also want to give a thought that I've had also, that I guess this may be in Rainbow's side. I also, like, me personally, I don't like woke shit, but I also hate the people that will stop buying like the product entirely for like a woke shit. Like, for example, let's say Mortal Kombat. That's just one example. And then people were like, oh, I'm gonna drop the game entirely. I'm not gonna buy Combat Pack 2 because of Cyrax and Sector. And where me, it's like, oh man, I don't like the idea, but you know what? Fuck it, it's in the game. I'm just gonna play something else like Ghostface. Like, I don't know. It's just stupidity all around. I don't know if I'm making any sense. Like, okay, sure, you don't like that the woke shit is in the game, but do you have to drop it entirely when you have the option to avoid it as well?
I get exactly what you're saying, and I definitely agree. Sorry, go ahead.
No. I was just basically, that's what I was trying to say. Like, it's just stupidity all around. Like, I do agree that wokeness could make you go broke, but at the same time, as a consumer, the general public, you guys tend to be low-key stupid with your decisions as well.
Yeah, take the brain out of the head, leave it on the coat rack. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, speaking of Mortal Kombat, I wasn't mad that they're female. It was a little weird, you know, it was whatever to me, because there's a lot they could have done with the story. But no, it pissed me off for another reason, which, like I said, it was a story. But speaking of, we're on the next episode of Yap Now, we're gonna be talking about, do story mode matter for games? Not just fighting games, but games in general. So make sure to check out that episode. It'll be the very next one. But until then, Yapping Hours, we're out.